I looked out the window one afternoon to see two elaborate spider webs, one from the roof to the deck and the other against the sliding glass door. Both were impressive. A few days later, a series of thunderstorms blew through. Heavy winds took a brutal toll on the spider webs. Leaves ripped huge holes. The spider against the glass door was nowhere to be found. The spider on the deck held on. The web whipping in the wind threatened to toss him to the ground. Honestly, I knew the feeling. You spend enough time to build something, you're not about to just let it go. I'm not in the business of giving up, and I'm certainly not a quitter. I spent 8.5 years building a business, and then things took a turn for the worse. I told 11 people there was no more work to do, and I sent them home. You know that guy who walks in and the joy is just kind of sucked out of the room? That was me. I had become a poison. It filled me, dripped from my pores and infected those around me. And I knew it. I figured they'd be happier if I weren't around, so I stayed away. I closed the business and went to work for someone else. It was a good break for a while. When the disappointment set in, I was crushed. I've often said, God has a plan for my life, but I don't have a copy of it. The web of my life was unraveled. I've worked hard to live with integrity, to provide for my family, and bring peace to my life. My boss and I didn't see eye to eye, my creativity was squelched, and I was asked to do things I didn't think were right. I stood my ground. I was relieved of my duties. My son was leaving for college next year, so I set everything aside to work on my relationship with him, including my daughter. The thought hit me like a baseball bat to the chest. My daughter had no relationship with her father. After a heated argument, my wife and I shared our thoughts late into the night. But the next morning she said, "I don't want this marriage anymore." Clearly, the so-called peace that surpasses all understanding was beyond my control. Finally, I shouted, "Well, God, if you think you're so good at this, you do it. I give up." I sat my daughter down one day and I said to her, "I want a bad relationship with you." She looked at me strangely. For years, I told her, I was afraid of hurting you. But now I understand that staying away felt to you like I didn't want to be with you, like I didn't love you. She nodded and wiped away a tear. I said to her, "I would rather have a bad relationship with you than no relationship at all. That way we have something to work on, something to improve, something to strive for together." When my wife told me, "I don't want this marriage anymore," I said to her, "I don't want this marriage either. Let's get a new one." Her eyes softened and she said, "Okay. I like that idea." After I left the job, I went back to work from home. My wife is my partner, and the partnership is amazing. The kids and I hang out, and my wife and I are in love. I looked outside this morning and saw the spider rebuilding his web, and I thought, which spider made the right decision? The one who stuck it out, or the one who gave up and moved on? I suppose I'll never know, but for me, I know I made the right call. After a decade of clinging desperately, tossing helplessly in the wind, I gave up on my plan and chose to follow God's plan for my life. You see, peace was always within my reach, but beyond my control.